All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the San Francisco 49ers. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 3rd down.
Here we go. Black 80! 11.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This is brought in at the 21. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Get ready for 57 over there.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Incomplete. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner. And usually he's able to use his body and catch the football. But a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Hey. Lady. Over here.
Dalton here from the gun. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. On 4th down, here's Justin Vogel on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
11.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But an alert 49er able to gain possession, so they will indeed hold on to the pigskin.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that, because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
McKinnon. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Now Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a costly turnover there, as the ball will be spotted 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll give it to Mixon. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The drive starts with a handoff to McKenna. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
4 down. Here we go. 180. White.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. So the sack of Garoppolo, and now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? He completes it to Jordy Nelson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Dalton,
1st and 10. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And able to work his way down to the 16. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, What are they going to do on third down? You're a little off balance.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Here's a run with Mixon. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Here's Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. A good pickup there. 26 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go. Black 80!
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
12, fellas, here we go. Check.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Carl Lawson in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Black 80! Red 80! 11. Mike's 50. What's the run? They're running it. 12, fellas, here we go. Check.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Hey, here we go, here we go. What do you need? Mike 50, Mike 50.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go play action here on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And able to find Green. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Hey, get ready for something coming left.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second down, Dalton. Got some real estate inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Go, on the ball! On the ball!
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Good.
Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. That's going to be caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Extra point up and through. And it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Go ahead.
55 is my guy, 55. Push him back. Push him back. Tighten up.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Watch 88, watch 88.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now McKinnon. And down to the 36-yard line here. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Garoppolo to throw on second down. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers get a score closer. Quarterback loves the receivers, but sometimes his best friend is that tight end.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Because we always talk about the guys out wide and how acrobatic they are. But that tight end, great sight lines, easier throws, they become a bigger and bigger weapon as the NFL evolves.
Gold now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals getting set to go. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
That's it, baby.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. From midfield here, Dalton. He fights it off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Reuben Foster in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Dalton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. K.J. Wright not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
5-0.
Operating from the gun, Dalton. And he's going to go down again. Reuben Foster in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the San Francisco 49ers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. First carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. To throw on second down, Dalton. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's third down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, Dalton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On play action, now Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Here's McKinnon. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. mix it. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And out of the air, Dalton. And the grab by Croft. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Dalton here from the gun. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. DeForest Buckner in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 6 there on 1st. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. To throw is Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has him on the left side. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Here we go. 180. Hey, alert. Max 50, Max 50. 2.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Going up top. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
11. Here we go. 180.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Dancing to his left. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from up in Seattle. And early on, the driver's seat belongs to the Seahawks. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And Dalton to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Here's a give to Mixon. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They'll face a 3rd down conversion attempt here, 3rd and 3. from the gun. Dalton looks to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Reuben Foster with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Escaping and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Geno Atkins in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. That interception. Sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turn to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now they run with Mixon. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
What we're seeing from the defense here is a group of guys bearing down, trying to help out their quarterback after he threw an interception. Good stops on the first 2 downs. It brings up a key 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 27. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete here.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Fitzgerald. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They run it with McKinnon. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Garoppolo. It's complete. It's Fitzgerald. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. '49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now Garoppolo. And That is incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And that'll bring up second down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. On the toss, it's McKinnon. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And Gold is able to put it through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one goes for 24 yards. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Check.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this.
Go on the ball. On the ball.
1st and 10 for Dalton. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Now, that's a pretty play right there, and what I'm thankful for is it wasn't me in that situation, because one of the toughest things about defending the deep ball is not panicking, because the longer you run with a receiver, you're trying to figure out, am I close to him? Can I make a play on the football? Will I be there when the ball actually arrives, what we call the moment of truth? And in this case, the defender did not panic, stayed right with it, and batted it away.
Now Dalton to mix it on the check down. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. And the grab by Croft. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Keeps himself upright. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Dalton here from the gun. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And this is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Throwing deep here for Coleman. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiver. They stop it with a All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the San Francisco 49ers. They go play action here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. You think back to all the interceptions he threw last week. Here we go. First play of the game, another pick.
And you know that all week long, they spent time breaking down exactly why he threw the interceptions. Was it mechanics, bad reads, not enough study? Sometimes you just think about it way too much, and that leads you to the next one.
Time to refocus. Andy Dalton. Open man is Uzama. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 6 there on first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Yo, on the ball! On the ball!
Dalton, 1st and 10. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. And the pitch goes to Mixon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
2nd down, Dalton. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Hey, gun, gun.
57 Mike. 57 Mike.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Go ahead.
Check 31. Check 31.
12.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Here we go. Wait, 80!
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Hey, get ready for something coming left. Hey. 368!
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. The tackle by Eric Armstead. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
To throw here, Dalton. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 32 that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Dalton's got a man, and he hits him in stride. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. They'll run here with Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
For me, that was an example of why offensive linemen might want rearview mirrors at times, because you have your assignments to block, but if you can see what's going on in the backfield and maybe the guy carrying the ball is headed in another direction, it might change what you do up front. But if they can't see that and he's not in sync with what they're doing up front, well, this is when you end up with plays like this. A bad one for the offense, a really good one for the defense.
DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
On the ball!
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
11.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. To the right side. Caught by Saleh. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Garoppolo to throw on second down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Carl Lawson in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. And an update now from up in Seattle. And early on, the driver's seat belongs to the Seahawks. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Over here, yes. Heavy.
Passing, it's Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver, and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Mixon. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. That one whistled against the big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Reuben Foster able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Operating from the gun, Dalton. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. And it's complete to Croft. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. From midfield here, Dalton. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Oh, it's a wobbler here. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw is Garoppolo. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now it's the backup Kaiser to Mixon on the check down. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Here's Kaiser. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, here we go.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He's going to air one out. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
12, 12. 11, 11, 11, 11.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Hassan Reddick in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. By the way, they're into the 2nd quarter now out in Carson. It's the Chargers out to an early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go. Brad 38. Brad 38.
Play fake. Kaiser hit, and he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. Touchdown, 49ers! Marquise Goodwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are back within a score. And there they got him the ball just Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
And that'll carry. Over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there. Second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Second down, Kaiser. Oh, Kaiser can't get away, and he'll go down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, Kaiser. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded just inside the 30. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st down, Garoppolo. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. Garoppolo on 1st down. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. On play action, now Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost gets the football. But an alert 49er able to gain possession, so they will indeed hold on to the pigskin. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.